And the goal of using this is just a guide for you to get into God's presence, for you to spend time. It's discussions. It's everything that you need to kind of just stir so y'all can grow together. And what's really exciting, I'll tell you this one. This was my very first devotion book that I ever had, was the Experiencing God, the youth version. This is a preteen version, but this is a youth version. And as you can see, I did it 3 times. I did it 3 times because it was so much to me. And I wrote in it every time different. Like I had a green pen, a pencil, and then a regular pen. So I knew which year it was that I had done it. And evidently it meant a lot to me. And so I was excited that we were going to start with this book, because this was really where I started. This is where I started going deeper with God. It teaches you to hear God's voice. It teaches you to know what's going on in life around you and how you can partner with God. Pretty much the kingdom living. It's for you to partner with God where He's at work right now in your life and around you. And that's what it's teaching us in this book. And so y'all's version is a little simpler, and it has like a story each time that's like a cartoon story. Then I'll ask questions about the story afterwards. And then you have Then you have every day, there's a few scriptures to read and a few questions to answer, and then they even give you extra, like, hey, you want to learn more about Moses? Read these scriptures. We just learned about it here, so now you can go even deeper with it. So, and it gives you a few activities for each week. That's what this book holds. And so what I've given you, as I looked through the first few weeks of it, I gave you all a little more challenges to do together, so that you could even go deeper with what you have here. And they're simple, they're more personal, they're more at home. It's more of a family thing that I gave you instead of just the kids doing this. I mean, they could just do it on their own time, but I really encourage you to just sit down with them so that you can even learn with them, where you can experience it together instead of, oh, did you do it? What did you learn? Instead, doing it together will be helpful. Now, a challenge that I gave you at the very beginning was to get a journal. You know, that is a great way to remember where you start and where you're going. And now some of the kids may not like to write much. That's okay. You can draw things in it. What God's telling you. You can just do a small prayer here every once in a while. And so I encourage you to get a journal. Now I'll show you what I thought was special is to get one that is special to you. It helps you take more care of it. That maybe as a family you go and say, okay, let's go pick out our journal today. This was at Walmart for $6, and I like it so much better than just a spiral, because it just means more to me by doing this. And I actually got this style because this was the style that my mom always liked. And it just kind of tradition happened like that. So I just started journaling when I was about 12 or 13, and I just really it started there, just, hey, this is what's happening in life. But now it's what's God's doing in my life. And then I've given you like challenges. Draw a tree. What is it? Draw a tree with branches. And how does that help you understand about remaining in Him? You know, giving more hands-on is why I also want y'all, encourage y'all to do a journal, because those activities I give throughout the week is more of a hands-on, and a journal is the best way. And then this is my nanny's journal, and we still have all of her journals where God has spoke to her, and they mean a lot to us because we know what she went through. It was a part where my brother was being born, and she told all that she learned from it. So if we start the habit now of journaling, kids, you're going to have it so much understandable what's going on in your life and go so much farther. So that's why I want to encourage you to start a journal together. And then, as you see, there's just questions to ask. Write it in your journal. So that mainly why I want y'all to write it in your journals are the questions that are here. So when we get back every month, we can look back and say, oh, I answered this way. And I'm going to make it less formal from now on. We just kind of wanted to get everybody on the same page this very first time, kind of explain what is up. But next time will be more like a small group setting, but with us as a family. That's what I want. I don't want it to be just the parents coming or just the kids coming. If we can all come together so that you're learning together and then you're also sharing together. And this monthly meeting is really just to stir it even farther. That's not just happening at home, but we're learning together, and that's what I really encourage, to come to these monthly. On the end of this, it shows you save the date. growth. We've got to be able to, in a small, safe group, be able to share those things that are happening in our lives. And so that's why our monthly meetings, I might still give curriculum to those who don't come to the monthly meetings, because if you're doing it at home, great, but I encourage to come so that we can even grow deeper. And so then I also gave you some supply list of just ideas of what you might need if you don't have a Bible for your kid. These are just ones that I've seen are really awesome, and some are pretty cheap, and then others, be a little more, but all three of those are awesome Bibles for kids. And then I gave you the website, and then in your weekly activities, it's time for you to spend some time worshiping. And so I gave you 3 CD ideas that would be good just to play at that time. Okay, just in that, it just helps with the atmosphere. Praise and worship music behind just helps. And so if you don't have something already, there's just some ideas that are just easy to play in the background. And then these are 3 books that I've read 2 of them, or I've read 1 and a half, and the other one someone else suggested, and I'm in the process of reading that one. I'm not a good reader. So, but I know they're all good from what I've heard and what I've done. But those are just to help out even your own personal, if you want some more of parenting, those were just really awesome. I want to do this one is my goal, but they are not giving a discount in any type, but it's made by the people at IHOP where we want to go to that conference in the summer, or the camp in the summer, and it's really good stuff, but it's $15 a book and $13 a CD, and you need both of them for how they've created it. But I will be going to IHOP in the middle of October, and I'm going to try to talk to the author and give some grace, or I might be talking to some people who would like to donate towards this program, so, because I know some of y'all, you've got so much school stuff, and I don't want y'all to have to buy more things. So I'm going to see what I can do for this being the next one, but we already had these, so that worked great to get started with experiencing God. And so right now I've got a small clip of what that camp in Kansas City looks like. I contacted them to kind of see how it works. And the idea is it's like a camp that you would send your kids to, just any kind of camp, but more than activity, it's more of time with God. And they really gear towards prayer, but they're also teaching them how to be prophetic. They're trying to teach them that, they can do signs and wonders. They'll have activities like swimming, I saw on their schedule. The boys will go swimming, the girls will do their afternoon session, then they switch. And so those activities will be happening. I asked if the parents and me can come through the whole thing and watch, because I want to learn to be able to do it here. But they said only the night sessions could we go. And so I'm willing to take your kids, and if anybody wants to go with me, we'll go up there. But whoever wants to go with me will have to pay for our own hotel room and find activities throughout the day to do and go to the night sessions with them. So that's kind of how that camp runs. And I may learn some more when I go in October. I'm going to go, they usually have a mock-up of it when they have conferences like this for the conference kids' parents. So I may get to go into one of those, just kind of see and make sure we like. But from the video, I see it's going to be a powerful thing. And I just wanted to kind of prepare us. I wanted us to get growing deeper, all the kids that are really ready, so that these are the kids that will be going to that. I probably won't open it to just anybody in kids' church. I want the ones who are really already seeking God. And all you kids here, I know you are. And so I'm excited that you want to be a part of it. And I'm really proud of all of y'all for wanting to be a part. And then parents, thank you so much for making it a priority. When I was just going to do a monthly gathering with the kids that were ready. And then I was like, that's not going to go anywhere. It really isn't. So I'm just praying about it. So parents have to be on board and right beside them the whole time too. And the kids have to be ready. I know some of us might be ready, but our kids aren't ready. So be attentive to that, because they get great things on Wednesdays and Sundays, but this is for those who really say, Mom, Dad, what is this about? Mom and Dad, I want more time kids here are ready for that. So I thank y'all. And let's go ahead and watch this, and then any questions I'll try to answer.
It's one of the greatest camps that I've ever been to. I've seen people who actually didn't want to come here and their lives actually got changed.
It's like really like intense and like it's just like it makes you feel so good inside.
We're all lifting our hands up inside when we're just worshiping with our whole hearts.
My favorite part of Signs and Wonders Camp is going to worship time and having that time to be connected with Jesus.
When I go to the sessions, I get all excited and hyped up because I know that I'll find God there.
There's a generation of children that are growing up today desiring to go deeper in God. Signs and Wonder Camps have been designed as week-long equipping tracks where children come and go deeper into the areas of prayer, the Holy Spirit.
Sorry, it was loaded.
Signs and wonders, understanding the revelation of God.
I love the kids that come in and they have a really hard after Jesus.
The kids over there, they're really like hard after God and they're really kind.
Like I feel free and like I gave my whole self up to God.
He's just been like speaking to my heart and strengthening my heart for like the sick and the poor.
Since Elijah went to the Signs and Wonders camp, I've noticed that he's been a lot bolder and a lot more confident in his relationship with the Lord, and he is saying, you know, Mom, the voice of the Lord is speaking to me, and I hear his voice. I know his voice.
There's a reason why people are there, and the reason is so that they would meet God, that they would see God, and that they would experience who he is and how he does it.
My personally favorite part of Signs and Wonders Camp is the healing. Whenever he says healing, I'm like, oh. It's me.
One of the core values that we have for our Signs and Wonder Camps is healing. We invite people from the local area to come who are sick in body for an opportunity for the children to pray over them, pray with them.
It just really thrilled me and the kids. It was like my first experience praying for someone and like laying hands on someone was at the Signs and Wonders Camp.
All my life I've had chronic pain and chronic pain and tightness in my neck and shoulders. But after the kids prayed for me, there was a complete releasal and freedom with the muscles. I couldn't like move my neck like this or like this before, and now I don't feel any tightness or pain.
To the people who are thinking about coming to the camp, I would just say, just go for it.
It's just like really great being at this camp. I would encourage the children at my school to come.
It's something that if you don't go to, you should be bummed out.
This is actually
hardcore children's camp for the Holy Spirit.
So as I wrote source, so you know early enough, and then whatever we're able to give, we can give back towards it. So hopefully that's a possibility, and we can partner with you when it comes to time. I think that's all the information. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, y'all will get the Experiencing God book today, and then y'all all should have a parent guide right now, right? And so grab one of these on the table before you leave, and for each kid. There should be plenty. I have 17. 1, 2, 3. Are y'all planning to do? You're just hanging with us? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, I have 17. Go ahead and grab one for each of your children, and get started. I kind of explained, just do those first 4 to 6 pages right there. It's kind of like the intro, but just save it for that week so you can get your journals, y'all can schedule when and how long you need to do everything. So, everything makes sense? Any other questions? You're still with me? Yeah. Alrighty. So from now on, when we meet, we're going to be discussing what we're learning instead of just this information meeting. That's pretty much what this was. And I thank y'all, and if others want to join in, we're going to start with just letting them be part of it, and then hopefully people start coming to the monthly things, because I want that to be a priority too.